Hey, what's going on, world? It's Gotmix.net. I'm here live with a young man. Everyone has a journey. Everyone has a story. This young man definitely has a story. State your name. Who are you, and what's your story?
My name is Odell James. I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas. Went to Aldine, MacArthur. Coached at college football for 11 years at Baylor University. Went to a couple of schools. Worked with Jason Todd at South Oak Cliff from 2015 to 17. Went to Prestonwood Academy where we won state in 2017 with Coach Cunningham. And then after that, I went and took a head coaching job in South Texas and Bruni, Texas. Changed that program around one district. As well as after that, I went to Corsicana with Howard Watson. That was a state championship coach at South Lake Carroll. For 2 years, I was with him at Corsicana. And then I was with Coach Samples at Duncanville for the last 2 years where we went to state. And then we won state last year.
Coach, take us back to Aldine when you played at MacArthur. They say, what was this 21-5A mentality back then?
The 21-5A mentality back in them days was basically like the SEC of now, and basically just we had three, basically the four schools, Aldine, Nimitz, Eisenhower, MacArthur, was basically in the top 25 of the state every year. We definitely had probably like over 20 or 25 guys going Division I, mostly every year, battling for third place to get into the playoffs. Every year, you had guys in the non-district really didn't want to schedule any of our programs for non-district games because we was that good. Because whenever they came into Thorne Stadium, it basically knew that they was coming with a loss behind their record. So, back in the '90s, it was really powerhouse football. Friday night lights. Saturday, Thorne Stadium is packed with 5,000 people in the stands every night to watch us play. Just the expectations of 21-5A. Playing for great coaches like Dave Amon, Bob Apper, Bill Smith, and Coach Patterson at Eisenhower was a dream for all of us growing up, coming up from the junior high level. So it was very, a very powerhouse to be able to make an impact.
What would you say is playing the QB position? What would you say is your most memorable moment at MacArthur?
I'd say going in my sophomore year when we made it to the state championship, just a freshman, a sophomore, just coming off the freshman team, just the expectations, just to, be great, with great, guys like Eric Gray and Eric Gray and Clarence Cruz and Don Warren and Derek Womack, those kind of guys, just at the pass, and then just knowing when I got onto that stage is to be able to make an impact just like they was on the field.
What was your favorite route to throw?
I say my favorite route to throw was probably like the post. Especially when we came off the 34 trap option, Z post or something like that. So they'll be thinking that we was running option, and I drop back and throw a post because they'll be trying to focus more on me on the option game, and then they'll leave the safeties to lead the receivers, and the receivers will be wide open.
What would you say especially with just kids in the community or kids in general, when they move on to college, how was your experience with the transition from being a high school athlete, prominent, and then getting to college? How big was it as far as what did you see the difference between high school and college?
Well, I mean, for myself, it was basically I was kind of prepared and ready for college football because of the kind of coaches we had, in our district at that time. Definitely Bob Apper. He just repped me. Just constantly reps on the board, on the grease board, and showing me coverages. Reading progressions and concepts, passing concepts. So I was kind of more prepared And I was basically like, I think I was coached better in high school than I was in college.
Oh, man, that is, man, with that type of mentality, is that what you're trying to bring back to the district here at Eisenhower?
Yes, sir, I am. You know, just to make sure that these guys understand, you know, that we care about them, and you know, we want them to be successful in the classroom, off the field, on the field. We definitely want them to know the understanding of the game, of what they playing, and also their positions. You know, because you know, at the end of the day, they have to know those kind of things if they want to try to get recruited.
Who were some of your mentors and role models?
My mentors, you know, like I was saying, Eric Gray, Derek Womack, Byron Henderson, Wilbur Biggins. You know, from the college standpoint, from the coaching standpoint, you know, Art Browse, you know, Coach Samples, you know, Howard Watson, you know, those kind of guys, you know, just being around championship mentality coaches and seeing the blueprint of how you are supposed to develop and make a program. You know, I was very blessed to be able to be under those kind of coaches.
Yes, sir. State your name for the camera.
Odell James.
High school you coach at?
Aldine, Eisenhower.
Let them know I just got mixed.
I just got mixed.